Good evening. Good evening, students, parents, faculty, and staff, Dr. James, Board of Education, and distinguished guests. Welcome to Carroll County Middle School's 8th grade moving up ceremony. Students, tonight, you are at the crossroads of your life. In your life, you're leaving behind the transition years of middle school, and you're moving on to the pre-adult years of high school. We hope you look back on the years of middle school as happy years and look forward to the future that lies ahead. As you look forward to high school, self-talk will be crucial to your success. There's a quote by Willie Mays: "What you're thinking, what shape your mind is in, is what makes the biggest difference of all." There's an old Cherokee legend known as the Tale of Two Wolves. A grandfather explains to his warrior grandson that there are two wolves within each of us. One wolf is positive and beneficial, while the other wolf is negative and destructive. These two wolves fight for control over us. The grandson is curious, like all young people are, and asks his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The grandfather replies, "The one you feed." If thoughts determine feelings, then feelings influence performance. That being the solid gold truth, learn to think more positively about yourself and your game of life. So monitor what you tell yourself and always feed the good wolf, not the bad one. This is one of the most important life lessons you can ever learn. Always try to find the positive in everything, understanding that this choice is yours alone is very empowering and important. As you continue to strive to be a champion student for Carroll County Schools the next 4 years, remember these 7 things. Number 1, show up to class, every class, and be on time, whether you feel like doing it or not. Number 2, pay close attention during class by taking good notes. Number 3, pipe up. Ask questions during class. Form study groups and meet with your teachers as needed. Number 4, study a little bit each day rather than cramming or procrastinating until the end. Train your brain to be ready to work at certain consistent times. Number 5, earn good grades or master the standards by working hard. There are no shortcuts or magic tricks for success. Don't cut corners on your education. Number 6, believe that you can excel in any subject if you put your mind to it. And number 7, make school a sport and compete in the classroom by viewing your assignments as a challenge to meet. Competition, along with cooperation, makes everyone better. At this time, we'll have our Content Area Award presentations by our 8th grade teachers.
Okay, I will be giving the first of 2 Language Arts Awards. When thinking of a student for my award, I thought about the qualities that make a top language arts student: a high GPA, a person who enjoys reading, a skilled writer, a goal setter, and a goal achiever, a person with high STAR and MAP scores, a strong speaker, but also a listener. The person I chose excels in all of these areas, but what sets them apart from other students is 2 things. Their ability to reason and their way with words. This person possesses maturity in these 2 areas that go well beyond her years. I chose Sydney Ball as my top language arts student. The next award will be presented by Ms. Andrea Carr.
Okay, hold on to it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start this off with a little bit of a story. The student that I'm giving this award to one day came in with this old book and pushed it into my face and said, "Smell it." And I was like, "What?" So I was confused and I kind of sniffed it out of curiosity. And then the student proceeded to tell me that she went to a bookstore this weekend and she found a room full of old books. And she just loved that room because of the smell. And so hence why she had me smell the book, because she loved that smell of old books. So from that, you can kind of see it's quite obvious that this student loves to read. Every day in class, always had her book out. But not only does she love to read, she's really good at it. This student is reading at a college level already, as indicated by the STAR test. She reads classic books, which I myself and most of my students can attest that I'm a pretty big reader, and I won't touch them because of how complex they are, but she does. The student also had the highest scores on both MAP and STAR out of all my students, and what was really impressive was that she showed growth over the year on the test, which is difficult for someone like her because of how high she already is, her reading ability already is. In addition to excelling at reading, she also is a very, very gifted writer. Her imagination, extensive vocabulary, and just her general way with words made some impressive writing pieces this year. And not only is she gifted academically, but she's also a very well-rounded individual. For example, she drives classroom conversations as well as small group conversations when I have them talk, and she always challenges her peers to think and go beyond. When she speaks, she commands the attention of her audience, whoever she's speaking to, and I think my first block can probably agree with me that her speech was incredible that she gave. Okay? And she's also very, very mature for her age and a joy to have in class. So I'm pleased to announce the Language Arts Award for 2014 goes to Miss Alana Brands, who's not here. So.
Hi, I will be presenting the first of two math awards. For this award, I really wanted to choose a student who embodied all that a math student should be. Someone who is really excited to learn, but even though they're not the best math student, they still persevere to make it through everything in the end. This student is a leader. She always is there to help students who are struggling, and she is definitely someone for a student to look up to. This student has a great personality and a genuine heart. This award goes to Miss Kenzie Nelson.
I had 19 students take 8th grade pre-AP geometry this year, and during the last 3 years they have really strived to meet certain criteria and complete lots and lots of Carnegie. I would like to recognize these students for their hard work. If you were one of my students this year in geometry, please stand up and give them a round of applause, please. When choosing the recipient for this award, obviously high grades were important, but 21st century skills were really important also. This student maintained high grades, completed all the required Carnegie and then some. I kept giving more and more for them to do and trying to advance them, and she completed all of it. She would share her thinking and show her work in front of the entire class, and that can be intimidating. But what I feel like really makes the student stand out is her ability to persevere through difficult tasks. She wouldn't immediately raise her hand wanting teacher help. She would struggle through and push through, and I really applauded that because a lot of students at this grade level aren't there yet in the maturity in trying to push forward. So the Outstanding Pre-AP Geometry Award goes to Tatum Horan, who is not here also.
It's been my pleasure to have these students for 2 years, and I've seen them grow and get better at science. And this particular student I've chosen is really good at making science connections, doing things in class and connecting them to the real world. And I've chosen Yael Lopez.
I can't. All right. Tonight's a really big night for me because I have to say goodbye to a great group of students who I've had the pleasure of working with for 2 years. I've gotten to know a lot about the entire group of kids, some a little bit more than others. Some I've known too much. I feel like I know a little too much about some of them. Some stuff I don't want to know. So when it came time for me to decide who to give my award to, it was really hard. So I had to think who displays exceptional qualities in the classroom. We do a lot of debating. We're a government class, so we do a lot of talking about issues and forming opinions and being able to back up those opinions. So I tried to think about somebody who does that very well. I started thinking, and I thought of a young lady who I've actually watched grow up over the past 3 years. I met her in history club when she was in 6th grade, and even as a 6th grader, she was a little quirky. The beauty of her quirkiness, though, is that she owned it. And I told her that over and over again, that's what I loved about her so much, is that she just owned herself, and she really loved who she was. She's strong-willed, she's opinionated, and she's definitely her own person. And even though I know she already has her future completely planned out, one day she would make a great lawyer or politician because she really knows how to argue. So this year's Social Studies Award goes to Ms. Haley Tharp, who wasn't going to come, but she's here.
The next 2 awards go to students that we call the all-around 8th graders. It's a very special award going to the top male and female student in the class, and they are voted on by their teachers. We were looking for many qualities when we were determining who we were going to choose this year as our all-around 8th graders. We wanted someone that was always kind, helpful, positive leaders, students that were willing to participate, students that had timely completion of top quality work, and students that think being good is not good enough. They strive for excellence. These are students that we can learn a lot from because they have attitudes that the glass is half full. We chose as our female all-around 8th grade student, Bethany Cruzan. And our male all-around 8th grader, Trenton McGuire. Another recognition that we have is the Mr. and Miss CCMS for 2014. This recognition is based on student vote. Prior to voting, we talked with the students and we discussed different qualities that we thought would make a good representation of their class. We suggested qualities that everybody looks for in a well-rounded student. Students that are respectful to adults and classmates, students that are kind, friendly, helpful, involved, And the students this year chose Bethany Cruzan, also as their representative. And Dylan Groves as the male representative.
The next awards that I'm going to give out are very, very hard to get. Last year I think we had one recipient. It's a very distinguished award. It's perfect attendance. This year we have 4 lucky recipients of perfect attendance for this school year, and we pride ourselves in attendance here at the middle school. We have great attendance. It usually ranges, most months is about 95%. So the whole student body does a great job with attendance. First, I'd like to recognize Natalie Fisher, Jessica Fryman, Nathaniel Hicks, and James Nicely. The next item on the agenda is going to be college and career readiness pins presented by Ms. Wallace.
Whenever you follow Mrs. Oak, you get that loud noise. Mrs. Oak and I have the honor now of announcing the CCMS 8th grade students who have met the benchmarks on the Explore test in all 4 tested areas. These areas include reading, English, math, and science. Meeting these benchmarks indicate that these students are college, career, and citizenship ready. Autumn Adams. So when you hear your name, come on up. Macy Aldridge. Abigail Aubach. Sydney Ball. Braden Cole. Abigail Evans. Mace Evans. John Glauber. Dylan Groves. Yale Lopez. Alec Miski. Garrett Sanders. Chastity Taylor. Chris Tillett. And Andrew Wardrop. The next group of students also have indicated college and career and citizenship readiness. However, they have met 3 of the 4 benchmarks. The only benchmark that was not met was science. These are Tristan Amick, Caitlin Andrews, Jessica Fryman, and Angela Gentry.
Next, we have our peer recognition by Ms. Carr.
Okay,
Okay, so as you guys know, we took the annual 8th grade trip to DC this year, which was a blast. So what I want to do is take a minute to recognize the parents and stepfathers and grandparents who came as chaperones, because we couldn't do it without you. I know I couldn't watch all those kids without you guys. So when I say your name, if you're here, just stand up, and then at the end we'll give a round of applause as a thank you. Carrie Gordon, George Walker, Crystal Richards, Steve Kincaid, Ruth Hamilton, Tracy Morgan, Tina Smith, Julie Albach, Donelda Green, Michael Lawrence, Bonnie Meadows, Angela Derman, Darren Bird, James Sanders, Barbie Ball, Marjorie Adams, Carrie Egerton, Thomas Belcher, and Todd Yoakum. Thank you guys so much.
The final recognition of the evening goes to some volunteers that helped us with our Point Park field trip that occurred last Monday. We needed somebody to come down and grill hot dogs for us while we managed the children. So we would like to give a public thank you to Amy Brown, who is a parent, Chief Mike Terrell, and Kyle Platt, all members of the Carrollton Fire Department. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we're going to get we have put together a little slideshow, kind of memories of the 8th grade this year. So if 8th graders, you kind of want to turn.
And now it's time for the presentation of the certificates. Mariah Adair. If you'd like to hold your applause to the end, that would be great, and we'll have a real loud opportunity then. Autumn Adams. Tristan Amick. Caitlin Andrews. Kyle Ashton. Abigail Aubach. Eric Aviles. Sydney Ball. Eduardo Bautista. Blake Belcher. Colston Boots. Emily Borum. John Brent. Jessica Brooks. Brianna Brown. Noah Brown. Darian Bird. Tristan Callis. Maria Quintero. Abigail Chandler. Braden Cole. Lance Cook. Caitlin Couch. Evan Derman. Jacob Doan. Kerrigan Egerton. Shelby Askew. Abigail Evans. Mace Evans. Brittany Foreman. Jessica Fryman. Angela Gentry. Stormy Granger. Taylor Green. Dylan Groves. Cassidy Hall. Sierra Hamilton. Zach Hammonds. Bria Harrison. Faith Hendren. Gavin Hicks. Nathaniel Hicks. Abigail Hopeville. Joey Howard. Cheyenne Johnson. Ethan Johnson. Justin Johnson. Caitlin Kelly. Dylan King. Juliana Kinzer. Bethany Cruzan. Logan Larson. Ryan Lawrence. Yael Lopez. Damon Maines. Haley Martin. Logan Martin. Tessa Martinez. Melissa McDade. Trenton McGuire. Elizabeth Meadows. Tiffany Molina. Grace Morgan. Tony Muzakidis. Autumn Mullins. Kenzie Nelson. James Nicely. Casey Ogburn. Evan Oney. Shauna Petit. Emily Penn. Jaylene Perez. Ashley Perkins. Willem Pierce. Caitlin Poe. Lucas Proctor.
Carmen Pineda. We forgot Carmen Pineda.
Carmen Pineda. Johnny Rich. Jacob Robertson. Michael Rose. Garrett Sanders. Love Schmucker. Christian Schul. Cody Skaggs. Leanne Smith. Ty Stafford. Caleb Stevenson. Haley Tharp. Reba Thompson. Chris Tillett. Justin Tuttle. Riley Tuttle. Gabriella Vaught. Jeremy Walker. Andrew Wardrop. Anna Webster. Kennedy Wilson. Zachary Wilson. Summer Woosley. Brianna Wright. Eli Yoakum. Jordan Young. Vincente Sanchez. And Hector Cabanas.
One last thing that I need to I guess share with everybody. Students should have come home today with pictures for the 8th grade dance. If you ordered a memory book, and there are 7 students that did that, I need to see you directly after the ceremony, please. Thank you.
As we leave tonight, I'd like for you to remember this Chinese proverb. Teachers open the door, you enter by yourself. Congratulations, class of 2014. Good luck, and we wish you the best, and we hope your high school years are happy, happy, happy. That concludes our ceremony for this evening. Thanks to all the parents for being so supportive, and have a great summer.